Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be on who will get a white Christmas this year, 2017. Let's get right into it. First off, let's look at the ENCO outlook. The ENCO outlook is pretty much, if you don't know, it pretty much tells you whether there's going to be La Nina or El Nino in the northern hemisphere. And if you don't know what El Nino or La Nina is, I'll explain that to you in a minute. So for this upcoming winter, you could see December, January, February, right where Christmas is, there's going to be a La Nina in effect. Now, if you don't know what a La Nina is, this is how the pattern looks like. Now, it doesn't always hold true. See, it does kind of show that across the south there's going to be drier and warmer, so that does kind of hint that there will be less snow across the south. But sometimes during La Nina years, there's been plenty of snow in the south, so it doesn't always hold true, but this is what statistically is the most prominent to happen. So wet and cold across the northwest, so that increases the chance of snow for Christmas, because Christmas is in winter and this is for the whole winter, La Nina. So wet and cold increases the chances of snow. Also cold across the Midwest and Northeast. This graphic just doesn't show it because it'd be too much overlapping. So cold and wet across the Midwest and Northeast, warmer and drier across the South. And if you get wet and cold overlapping, that most likely produces snow. So with the La Nina pattern, you most likely have a higher chance across the north seeing snow, and the south has a lower chance of seeing the snow. And El Nino is pretty much the exact opposite. South is a lot colder, and the north is a lot warmer than average, obviously. And now let's look at NOAA. So NOAA isn't the most trusty source, but I still like to use it because it does give you a general outlook, does give you a general look. Like, for example, if they say the northwest will be cold, it'll most likely be cold to some extent, but it doesn't really mean that what state. Like, see, it has Montana, North Dakota highlighted, and very specific little lines you can see here. Southwestern Montana is in equal chances, but the northeastern is in below. So is that going to hold true? Probably not. Probably the whole state of Montana is going to be below average, what I think. But it does give you a general look for the northwest being cooler. The only thing I disagree with on this map is that I don't think the warm air will get this far north in the west, and I don't think it will get this far north in the east either. Same thing for this one. And in case you may be wondering how do these pictures differ, then December. This is for December, January, and February, and this is for January, February, and March. Now let's look at the precipitation outlook. So, I pretty much agree with this. There's honestly, it's really hard to predict the precipitation outlook, and I think it's safe to say that this is good because the La Nina pattern usually does indicate more across the north, more wetter precipitation, more wetter weather across the north and drier across the south. Again, will these exact lines shape? Oh no, I live in northeastern Louisiana. I won't be below average, or yeah, I will be equal chances. Probably you'll be all below average. There'll probably be a very pretty much straight out line. I want to have so much variation, so much dramatic curves and all that. So overall, north, more precipitation, and south less precipitation. So now let's also look. I would like to point this out. This is for Monday, November 20th, which is today that I'm recording this video, and this shows you a cold shot that's happening across the eastern half of the nation. This is a anomaly. So what does that mean? That means wherever you see the blue or darker it gets, then the colder below average it is. So anywhere you see the red, that's above average. The brighter it gets, the more above average it is. So you could see that this is definitely happening in the fall season. This is still fall. So if it's in the fall, if it's happening in the fall and there's a La Nina, and the La Nina is to continue in the winter, then it will most likely happen during the winter also, these cold shots. And that could definitely produce some snow, especially for Christmas. So there could be a cold shot just before Christmas Day, and it could produce some snow across the Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, or anywhere. I'm trying to point this out. There could be even a nor'easter happening. There could even be a storm in the south for Christmas. You never know. With these cold shots, sometimes they get so far south that anything's possible. So overall, this is my Christmas outlook. it looks like a bad map, but trust me, this is the best I could do. And so I'll explain each color one by one. The Northwest has the highest chance of seeing snow for Christmas because um they just will have the most they'll have wetter than average they'll have wetter than average weather, and they'll have cold air, so they have the most, and they already have snow on the ground in most areas, so these are the most likely areas to see snow this winter. Then the Northwest and Midwest probably have also the second highest chances of seeing a snowy a white Christmas this year because they already have cold across many areas and they have snow across many areas. So if this continues and it keeps cooling down, then many areas across the Midwest and Northeast will have a white Christmas. The Southeast probably has the third highest chance of seeing the snow this year because, like I was saying earlier, you never know, a cold shot could happen and a storm could be passing by and that could produce some snow for areas like Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia, South Carolina. I still included Florida in this because you never know. There's always a possibility. Most likely not in Florida you won't see snow, like almost 90% chance, but I just included them. And you can see the Southwest is gonna be had the least chance of seeing a white Christmas because they'll have the drier, warmer conditions. And can they still get a white Christmas? Yes, it's just that it's statistically unlikely. So if they do get a white Christmas, don't go back to this video trashing it because, it's an outlook and anything could happen. A cold shot could happen across the Southwest as well, right before Christmas and producing some snow. Alaska's also in the purple, because they'll have the La Nina pattern will affect them with a lot of cold also. And Hawaii, I just didn't include them because they only get snow in the mountains, and I don't think a lot of people live there anyway. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next episode.